Present.
Councilmember Behrman,
Present.
Councilmember Gacho.
Here.
Councilmember Grunland Fox.
Here.
Councilmember Kennedy.
Present.
Councilmember O'Day.
Here.
Councilmember Simmons.
Here.
We have four.
Thank you. Changes or additions to the agenda as presented tonight. City Manager Brown.
I have none, sir.
Assistant City Manager Benson.
I have none, sir.
All right, I have two tonight. We have a presentation from the Oakland County Treasurer. That'll be after correspondence. And I would like to remove new business number 3 from the agenda as we're still waiting for some figures on that. So with that, we'll move on. Approval of minutes. We got one set of minutes to approve tonight. That's from the regular City Council meeting of January 13th, 2026.
Move to approve. Support.
Any discussion? Seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular City Council meeting of January 13th, 2026. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, correspondence. We have 5 items of correspondence tonight. If everybody's got any questions on them, bring it up at the end, please. We got a letter from SMART about the additional service proposals, the drone delivery services, economic development marketing 2025 annual report, public participation plan 2025 annual report, and the City of Wixom Planning Commission 2025 annual report. Any questions on any of those? Councilmember Garland Fox?
The SMART, information on the SMART additional service proposals, do we know what our ridership is, what the ridership is?
Yeah, we have some information that we asked for from SMART. We actually have Sean Stasel here from SMART, if you'd like to hear from him directly.
I would. Please.
But we do have information on that that he's prepared to go over if you'd like. So, Sean, can you
Sure.
come on?
Sure. Do you want to come up to the podium?
Yeah, come on up to the podium, just state your name, who you're with, please.
Hi, Sean Stasel. I'm the senior scheduler for Smart Bus Transportation Service. Pleasure to meet you all.
Thank you for being here. So my question is, when I drive around the different various communities, Wixom, other nearby communities, I don't really see a lot of people on the buses or at the stops, and I'm just wondering if you can talk a little bit about what the ridership is.
Sure. Smart provides bus service that covers the suburban portions of all. We serve all of Macomb. Us and our partner organizations like WODA, NODA, People's Express serve Oakland County, and we're the primary transportation provider for suburban Wayne. And our service area is almost 2,000 square miles. So we do get a good amount of ridership. It's just spread out across a very large territory. As far as routes that connect with Wixom, we get very strong ridership on 12 Mile, Route 740, which connects all the way from St. Clair Shores at Harper all the way to the Mire at the south end of the city. And that route gets around 900 to 1,000 passengers a day. And Route 305 Grand River, which
Through the whole, I'm sorry, just through that whole area you're talking about, all 12 Mile?
Yeah.
Not just 12 Mile that's in Wixom or the surrounding communities? You're talking about the whole?
Yeah, the whole route. Within Wixom itself, the route gets a couple dozen passengers a day.
Couple dozen?
And as does Route 305 Grand River, which runs from the Mire here at Wixom Road down to Old Redford in northwest Detroit. And that one gets around 400 to 500 passengers a day across the whole route. And then in the Wixom and southern Novi area, it gets maybe a quarter of that.
A quarter of that, you said?
Roughly.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead. Councilmember Simmons?
Do we know regarding those routes, are those people Wixom residents that are leaving Wixom, or are there people coming into
Both.
Wixom?
Both.
Okay.
I describe it as we don't do passport checks for passengers
Sure.
boarding or deboarding, so it's a mixture of both.
Anybody else? All right, seeing none, thank you.
You're welcome. We're very excited to provide this new service hopefully later this year.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions on any other the correspondence? Seeing none, we'll move on to the presentation. We have a presentation tonight from the Oakland County Treasurer's Office, and it's a program that prevents property tax foreclosure. Tonight we have Treasurer Robert Wittenberg with us, so the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. We got the microphone on. I'm not the most technologically savvy person, but if I just have to press the button, I think I can do that. We're going to do our best here. But Crystal, thank you for helping coordinate this. It is that time of year, so I'll give you a little background. I'll try to be as brief on this presentation as possible, but it's that time of year for foreclosure, the timeline, and I'll go through it. But I go around, so there are 63 cities, villages, and townships throughout Oakland County, more than any other county by far in the state. So 63 unique communities, and I try to get to as many as I can for this presentation to try to prevent foreclosure. I have not been with you previously, and now I'm getting around to it. So thank you for your patience on that. I've been in office now. I was elected first in 2020, then reelected in 2024, so I'm serving in my second term right now. So I'll talk to you just a little bit about, this is just our office at a glance. I won't spend a lot of time on this because that's not why I'm here today, but just there are a lot of different things that we do within our office and a lot of engagement with the local communities. Actually on 3 separate occasions, when I first got into office in 21, again in 23, and again in 25, I go meet with all the local, as many as I can, local treasurers here in Oakland County. Out of the 63, I think the first year I got to 57, and then the last 2 years I got to about 58 or 59. The last couple times I've come around to visit, so it's been really great to try to collaborate and work with the local treasurers. We have no authority over them. People always think that we have authority over them. We do not. We work alongside of them, and I'll talk about what that looks like. So this just talks about the work that we do in our office. In essence, we are the banker for county government. We collect, we disperse, and we invest. So the property tax foreclosure timeline. So just to give you an idea, I'll talk through this moving forward, and then I'll tell you what it's looked like previously. So how it works, and for anyone watching here and at home, the foreclosure process, in essence, is a 3-year process. So this year, let's use 2025 taxes, for example, because you can still pay those to Wixom. So for your 2025 taxes, you have until the end of February to pay them before they get turned over delinquent to our office. They can be late. I don't know what the date is here in February. Is it the 14th? Do we know offhand? 14th? I think it's 14th. It is delinquent with, or it's late with Wixom, but it's not turned over to our office until March 1st. So we, in essence, become the collections agent after that. We cash flow the local community. So if you have, let's say, I don't know, $1 million in taxes that people don't pay, we cash flow you that. So you can predict what you're going to have, so you can run your budget. Plan ahead, which is really important. We have our delinquent tax revolving fund, so we use that fund with all the different communities, and all 63 communities turn over, 62, turn over something, right? They do have some delinquent taxes. So it is common to have delinquent taxes. So that first year, so again, these 2025 taxes, this March 1st, it's going to turn over to us as delinquent. On March 1st of 2027, I have to think of the numbers here, it's what's called forfeited. In essence, we just put a lien on the property. And then March 31st of 2028, it is subject to foreclosure. So again, 2025 taxes, you're not subject to foreclosure until March 31st of 2028. And during that time, there are statutorily mandated interest, fees, different things that get added. So we always encourage people to pay earlier and not incur those fees and try to save people money. So we work along with people directly, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But that gives you kind of the timeline. Again, we cash flow you, and then we become the collections agent. I always tell people our goal, what we're trying to do, our task in our office is to collect taxes. We are not trying to foreclose on people. So that's why I'm going out and doing these meetings in all the different communities to try to help. So this chart here, I don't know if it might be too small for you to see here, but in essence, it talks about that year one, that it turns over delinquent to us on March 1st, then the forfeiture the following year, and then the foreclosure the following year. The interest rate adds up. It can be significant. The first year when it's turned over delinquent, it's 1% a month. The second and third year, it's 1.5% a month, retroactive back to when it first got turned over. Again, this is statutory. We have no control over that. I served as a legislator previously in the state house, and we had actually moved to try to adjust the rate, but that never happened. But so this is statutory, what gets added to this. So why I'm out here again today. So to try to let people know that we are here to help, and I'm going to give you numbers that you can call and our information. But just to give you an idea on the work that we do, like I said, in our office, our goal is to prevent foreclosure and try to drop that number as low as possible. I'm proud to say so I took office in 21. There was a moratorium because of COVID, but in 23, we had our lowest foreclosure number ever here in Oakland County. So a real big push, a robust outreach to try to prevent foreclosure. So just to give you an idea, the writing is really small here, but so this gives you an idea of 2022 taxes. So this would have been the foreclosure. This is the data that we have, full picture from last year, obviously, because the foreclosure has not happened yet this year. But so from 2025 foreclosures, that would have been 2022 taxes. We had 41,498. That's how many parcels turned over delinquent to us throughout the county. And to give you an idea, there's about 500,000 parcels throughout Oakland County. So this is residential and business. So there's that's what turned over. 39,707, that's how many were paid in full before the foreclosure deadline. That 1287, those are taxpayer repayment plans that we put people on. So again, if they pay off their taxes before the deadline, they won't be foreclosed, or they have to enter into a repayment agreement with us, but they have to reach out to us. We don't know people need help unless they tell us they need help. So we try to work with them. So that's 1,287 payment plans. Then we had 251 that were foreclosures. We had 81 that were withheld. Could have been for various reasons. Title search, there was someone else there. They weren't served properly. There's all these different reasons. And then what happens is, and again, this is all part of the process, it's all statutory. We had 172 properties that went to an auction. So we do an auction, we're required to do an auction of the foreclosed properties. This number was slightly inflated because we had a person who owned, I think it was 40 vacant lots in Pontiac, and every year kept pushing it off and pushing it off. And the judge, there is a judicial foreclosure hearing where a judge can actually grant them. And this person had been granted a few extra years and eventually didn't pay, and so that number is slightly inflated. But so that gives you an idea of what it looks like during that process. Again, we do what are called taxpayer assistance meetings. So these are one-on-one. They used to be in person. Now we can do them Zoom if need be, but mostly it's over the phone. There are about 7 of us in the office that do these all day, every day, that we're open from middle of December up until the end of March to talk to people about their unique situation and how we can help them try to prevent foreclosure, to get them on a repayment agreement. So last year we had 1,035 taxpayer assistance meetings, 1,287, that's what I mentioned. Those are the plans that people were on. So this just gives you an idea of the different numbers. So again, I talked about the 3-year process, March 31st being the deadline. Again, the reason I'm out here is to let people know that we are here to help. You need to call our office, 248-858-0611, 248-858-0611. You can email us, treasurer@oakgov.com. If you don't remember anything else from this presentation today, you'll remember that, please, that we're here to help, and then you have to reach out to us. Within our office, we have our Financial Empowerment Center. So Rita, who runs that department, is like a financial coach, and we'll work with people to find grants that might be available to them and help them out. So let me see here, the community outreach. That's what I'm trying to do, is get to as many communities as possible to let them know. And I think that's it here. And again, if you know anyone that is delinquent in their taxes, please encourage them to reach out to us. So some other key dates just to be aware of. The judicial foreclosure hearing this year is on February 18th. It's at the county, at our office at the county courthouse. So people can come there and go before the judge. The only reason they might go, they can go there for whatever reason they want. Like I said, we try to work with everyone. So if they work with us and we get them onto a plan, we always say you don't need to go to the judge because we're already working with you. But occasionally we have some people who just won't work with us at all, and we'll go direct to the judge. So that date is on there as well. Again, March 31st is the deadline to pay. April 1st is the foreclosure deadline. I won't talk about the specifics of this and the history. There's a lot that goes into it, but after the foreclosure, it used to be if you were foreclosed, you lost everything. You were foreclosed, and any equity, anything you had in the property, it was gone. That's something that actually, when I was in the legislature, we changed the law so that now you're entitled to the surplus. So you have to file a form. There's a surplus, the claims form. that has to be filed in our office by July 1st. So if someone does get foreclosed upon, they have until July 1st to submit this form to our office. And then if the property sells at auction, whatever the surplus is, up above the interest, taxes, fees, and there's a little bit of maintenance costs, things like that, they are entitled to that. So the July 1st is when they have to have that to us, and then there's these other dates listed here as well. There's the QR codes that people can go to schedule that taxpayer assistance meeting with us. They can do it there, or they can, the surplus claims, hopefully we don't get to that portion. So resources just to be aware of, again, within our office, the Financial Empowerment Center, please call. We are here to help, 248-858-0672 for that department. Again, for our office, 248-858-0611. Just for reference, so people know, there is a poverty exemption, which is based on your income. In each community, it's different, to reach out to your local assessor to find out that information. So just want people to be aware of that. And then another entity that we like to highlight, we have no affiliation with them, but they do really amazing work, is Lakeshore Legal Aid, if anyone's familiar. These are attorneys who are giving their time to this organization, so they do free legal help for low-income families and seniors. They do everything but criminal law and traffic violations. So if you get a speeding ticket, don't call them, but if there's other things, you can call them. These are just a couple initiatives just to make sure people are aware of. We have a new program called Smart Finance Academy. It's a monthly webinar on various financial topics. We've had some really good topics, including first-time home buyers, for credit, for debt. We even did one. I partnered with Sheriff Bouchard and did one on preventing fraud and being aware of what's out there and what to do if anything happens. We also have a program now with Independent Bank. It's a home buyer assistance program, so it's a $5,000 grant that goes to first-time home buyers. So please go to our website if there's any people out there looking to buy their first home. And then on our website, we have a residential property owner education video series that talks about the pop-up tax and talks about various things that people would be helpful for them to know. So they're quick videos. And I think that's it. I tried to get through as quickly as I could. And like I said, we're here to help. Again, if you don't take anything else away from this presentation, just know that. Again, the phone number's here. I'll say it again. You're supposed to say things, at least 3 times. 248-858-0611, treasurer@oakgov.com. So please let us know. Again, we don't know you need help unless you tell us that you need help. So I'm happy to answer any questions that any of you have.
Councilmember Behrman.
Yes, thank you for the information. Do you have off your head just roughly how many properties in Wixom are possibly getting to that 3-year mark?
That's a good question. I don't have it offhand. Usually when we come meet with the locals, I bring that information. I should have had it tonight, but you are my first presentation of the year, so I'm just knocking the dust off right now. So I will make sure I bring that to other meetings, but I can actually send that to you all. Maybe I can send it to you and then you can share it.
Sure.
We can give you historic data, and we can also give you right now. Tell you how many are forfeited, that are subject to foreclosure next year, and how many are, at risk of foreclosure this year. We can do that, and I would love to do that actually, because in a lot of the communities, we'll send it to some of the elected officials. A lot of times, the county commissioners, I work closely with them, obviously, and some of the county commissioners actually go out and knock on the doors of these places that might be subject to foreclosure, and let them know, that they need to reach out. So I'd be happy to provide that information.
Yeah, I'd just like to know what the numbers really are here.
Sure. Yeah, be happy to do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Councilmember Gaccio.
Thank you. With the settlements and lawsuits going on related to the taking of equity for foreclosure, I know none of those are completed yet. I think the application window is still open for one of the settlements.
So not with Oakland County.
Okay.
We settled. We actually were the only county that settled the lawsuit. So the actual lawsuit emanated here in Oakland County, and we settled that lawsuit. To get into the weeds a little bit, so that was, you took the property, it was foreclosed, and then it went to auction. There used to be, or there still is, but a right of first refusal, so communities could exercise their right of first refusal, and before it goes to auction, they could purchase the property. So we had a lot of communities that did this, Hazel Park, Southfield, Pontiac, Oak Park, some of the communities, when it was foreclosed, they would take that property, they'd pay, the minimum bid for it, and then, whatever they would do, they usually would try to fix it up or whatever they do, and then, sell it. It had to be for like community good. Those are still going, but there's only a select few cases that fall under that, and they're almost all in Southfield. So those right of first refusal cases are the only ones that have not been finalized. We're in negotiations with the ones that are still pending. But as far as the foreclosure, kind of the broad foreclosure, we settled that, and we were the only county out of 83 counties in the state that settled that.
Are we fully through like financial impact to the county then?
We are. We saw it coming, and we put that money away. We put away, and I can't give you exact numbers, but I think we had set aside, I think it was $38 million, and at the end of the day, I think it was under $20 million in settlement. I think even less. It might have been like around 13 to 15 million. I don't know exact offhand, but the number was low. I mean, when you think about it, right, the foreclosure process, we are sending, throughout the process, that 3-year process we talked about, they're getting at least 12 notifications. They're getting first-class mail, priority mail. We actually stake the property, put something on their door, like 2 different visits to the property. So a lot of times, we've done everything we could, and then years later, during the settlement, it's difficult to get a hold of these people that you couldn't get a hold of to begin with anyway, right? So, but as of now, that has been settled.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that question.
Councilmember Gerlin Fox.
Oh, I don't have a question for you, but thank you for being here. I do have a question for the manager's office. Do we have a link, or can we, if we don't, have a link on our website to this information for our residents?
You probably don't yet, but we're happy to,
Pretty sure not, but we can add it, certainly.
That'd be great. Thank
Yep.
you.
and we can get you that. Email us, or you can go on our website and find the information. So,
Yeah, I
that-
appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you for being here. Thank you for having such a great program and continued success.
Yes, our pleasure. Thank you for having me again, and stay warm, and please reach out to me if you have any questions.
You
Thank
got
you.
it. All right, and that moves us to the first call to the public. The rules to the call to the public are as follows. The public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included on the agenda immediately after correspondence and again immediately after new business. The first call to the public immediately after correspondence shall be limited to agenda items only. A person shall not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time is extended by a majority vote of the council present. Persons wishing to address the council shall identify themselves and their place of residence and shall state their reason for addressing the council, and all comments by the public shall be made directly to the council. Do we have anybody for the first call of the public? Seeing,
No.
go ahead. State your name and address, please, for the record.
Hi, I'm Anna Bechtel. I'm here for another topic, but I do have a question about the agenda items. I'm a Wixom resident. I live at 2849 Apache Trail, 483930 Wixom, Michigan. I had a question about the drone delivery services item. I did have a chance to look over your documents that were submitted ahead of time with the packet. My question is Amazon asking for permission here to establish a drone delivery service site, or are they telling us that they are establishing a drone delivery site?
I'll let Assistant City Manager Benson answer that.
The city does not currently have an application from Amazon to start that service here. The environmental assessment that they've submitted to the FAA is basically, our understanding, a precursor to asking for that permission. So we're not under the impression that they're telling us that they're doing it. And to, I guess, their credit, they have been in communication about what the local approval process would be if they want to establish that service here.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. My concerns would be around the environmental impacts, as in their research that was submitted. They say they have not studied a lot of the biological and the hazardous material impacts of these drones, especially because in Wixom we are a Huron Clinton River watershed community. So I would be concerned about the impact to that based on the site location. But I'd also, have any of y'all ever seen the drones delivery, like in person?
No.
Okay, because they come up, they're super loud, they come down. And I know one of the things they're proposing is that it's going to help our community based on having a lot of elderly residents that aren't able to get out. These drones literally hover and yeet the package down. I don't know a better term for yeet. So it's they literally yeet it down wherever they feel like. Just some things for consideration, mostly concerned about the environmental impact, but the service itself is interesting. I would highly encourage the council to experience it before making a decision. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Anybody else? All right, seeing none, I'll close the first call to the public, move on to city managers' reports. We have 2 reports tonight. The first is the departmental monthly reports of December 2025. Do we have any questions? Councilmember Behrman?
Yes, thank you. For Tim, I've heard other communities saying they're out of salt. Where are we?
We currently have salt, and we are trying to limit it because we have heard the same things. We have under contract with Detroit Salt this year to acquire up to 1,000 tons as a whole, and we've only ordered 400 so far. So we have some ready to order right now. We're about half full, a little,
so we don't
little less than
running
that.
out.
We do not plan on running out, and we have not heard anything from our suppliers that indicate that they would not be able to fulfill the orders that we've previously asked for. So
okay,
it should be fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the first departmental report? All right, and then the second one is the financial department quarterly budget and investment report from September 30th, 2025. Any questions? Getting off easy tonight for the first meeting, man.
She votes aye.
All right, very good. We'll move on to consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and added to the regular agenda at the end of unfinished or new business. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I got motion and support to approve the consent agenda as presented tonight. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no unfinished business tonight, which moves us on to new business. New business number 1 is the recommendation to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Bruce Faber to the Board of Review with a term to expire December 31st, 2028. Appointment of Carl McLaughlin to the Downtown Development Authority with a term to expire June 30th, 2029. Appointments to Anna Betchel and Stefan Grutman to the Parks and Rec Commission with terms to expire June 30th, 2026, and reappointments of Eric Jarvis and Eddie Osmond to the Tax Abatement Review Board with terms to expire December 31st, 2028. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? All right, seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Bruce Faber to the Board of Review with a term to expire December 31st, 2028. Appointment of Carol McLaughlin to the Downtown Development Authority with a term to expire June 30th, 2029. Appointments of Anna Betchel and Stephen Grumman to the Parks and Rec Commission with terms to expire June 30th, 2026, and reappointments of Eric Jarvis and Eddie Osmond to the Tax Abatement Review Board with terms to expire December 31st, 2028. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I messed up a little bit, but Anna, Anna's going to be on the Parks. You want to come up and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been here?
Don't worry, you're still approved.
Hi, it's good to be back. It's been a long time. So I'm Anna Bechtel. Nice to be here again. I moved to Wixom in May of 2025, so I'm very new to the community. I was very impressed with both the Parks and Recreation and just the downtown focus of this community. I really appreciate especially all of the community engagement events. So I was happy to be a part of that. I would love to see the community continue to grow and grow its engagement, especially with younger people that are maybe coming out of the city or families that are moving out a little bit farther. And just happy to be here.
Great. Well, thank you for stepping up and joining our commission, and welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I would give her her vote.
Okay.
I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, the Charter and ordinances of the City of Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan, and will faithfully discharge the duties and responsibilities of Parks and Recreation Commissioner to the best of my ability. Oh, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Moving on to new business number 2 is appointment of the deputy mayor in accordance with the Wixom City Charter, Chapter 4, Section 4.7. Do I have a motion?
Support.
Thank you. As you can see, in accordance to the city charter, the council shall elect from its members a deputy mayor who shall act as the mayor during the absence or disability of the mayor, and if a vacancy occurs, shall become mayor for the remainder of the expired term. And with that, I'm asking for your support I'm going to nominate Councilmember Gottschall as the next deputy mayor, and I'm asking for your support to proceed with this. So, do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Support.
Any comments, any questions? Councilmember Behrman.
I'll just add that in your absence, in the deputy mayor's absence last year, he did a phenomenal job running the meeting, and I think of all of us, he's the most deserving for this.
I agree. Yep. All right. So, seeing no other discussion, I have a motion and a second to appoint Keenan Gottschall as the deputy mayor in accordance with the Wixom Charter, Chapter 4, Section 4.7. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. The second call to the public is up next. I'm not going to read the rules, except that if anybody's in the audience, you can come up and speak whatever's on your mind. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hello again. Sean Stayschool. I live in 3901 Cornell in Dearborn Heights, so I'm a little far afield, but it's good to be here. I just wanted to let you guys know about the new bus service that we'll be providing, tailored particularly for Wixom, Walled Lake, and Commerce Township residents that will be coming in the next few months. It's a 7-day-a-week service that'll have local stops that runs from the Meijer in the southern end of the city all the way up through along Wixom Road to the downtown heart of the city, and then east along Pontiac Trail to downtown Walled Lake, northwestern Novi, and then onto Maple to enter Commerce Township with an eventual end goal of reaching the Walmart on Pontiac Trail in Hagerty. So we'd like to serve all that commerce, those industrial areas, a lot of residential and multifamily housing developments, and then easy access for people who have disabilities or who are seniors through our paired ADA service that we also provide. And we're hoping to have that launched by mid to end April at the earliest, and if we can't make that window, then mid-June at the latest. And we're happy to be here.
Very good. Thank you. Anybody else?
Russ Meredith, I live at 378 Fletcher. It may have slipped your attention, but there was a little bit of snow over the last week, week and a half, and I just wanted to commend the work DPW did to make sure Wixom kept moving during that mess, because I looked outside and my street was actually clear, which was kind of cool. So, thank you, Tim. Thanks, guys.
Anybody else? Seeing none, I'll close the second call to the public, move on to city manager's comments. City Manager Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city manager's update, we had information for members of council, department heads, anybody that would be interested in attending the Oakland County State of the County address. It's scheduled for Thursday, March 5th. Doors opening at 6 o'clock, speech at 7. It's located at the Oakland Center at Oakland University. And I asked if you would like to RSVP to contact Cheryl in our office to handle that for you if you're interested in that. So let us know as soon as you can. That was just the only other piece of information beyond work anniversaries ranging from 11 years to 2 years. And we have Brad Stilley, Pastor Brad Stilley, as our chaplain with his 11th anniversary coming up on February 1st. So we thank him for his 11 years of service to the city in that capacity. We appreciate him. And that's all that I had. If there's anything I can answer in relation to anything that's on your mind, I'd be happy to give it a shot tonight. Otherwise, there's the dates to remember on the next page there as well, different events that are upcoming in the community.
Very good. Any questions? Assistant City Manager Benson, any comments?
Beyond the myriad reports I provided you all in my annual information dump, I have no additional comments tonight.
Very good. Council comments. Councilmember Simmons.
I get to go first tonight. No real comments tonight, just again, to echo what Russ said, we've had a lot of snow. And so just grateful that when we do look out on our streets that they are plowed, because we have been talking to people whose streets are not plowed. So well done and way to go Wixom.
Thank you. Councilmember Behrman.
Just thank you to our volunteers, to our boards and commissions, our 2 new members, and then our existing members that agreed to step up and serve another term. We appreciate everyone that gives their time and energy to better their positions within the city. And the only other thing is with regards to our billboard on 96, looks like last week during the snowstorm it got stuck, not on Wixom, and it hasn't been rotating for the last week. So I don't know, we can see if we can get some sort of credit or something, because it's when I came home today, it still wasn't on Wixom. It's still not moving. And it's been just about a week now.
Okay, thank you.
Councilmember Kennedy.
I just want to say I was out in the snow when it started coming down, being a whiteout, and there were plows on the road within 10 minutes. That was really nice. Thank you.
Councilmember Brown Fox.
Thank you. Well, just keep the love going, I guess, there, Tim. Yes, your staff have done an amazing job, so please share our appreciation with them. And then congratulations and thank you to all those employees celebrating work anniversaries. And also thank you to all those members of the community that came out to volunteer to be on the various boards. And then congratulations, Councilmember Gatchel. Thank you.
Very good. Councilmember O'Day.
Thank you. We'll keep the love flowing. Very grateful for that. You're too fast, because I got caught the other day by not having my car out of the street in enough time, but keep up the great work. And then I would also say I've heard from several different residents and non-residents about what a great thing is that here in the city of Wixom we are providing a warming center for folks during these, bitter cold days, months, weeks. So I'm just appreciative that we offer that service and just proud of our city.
Deputy Mayor Gatchel.
Thank you. I also wanted to thank all of our board volunteers, those returning and bringing their experience, and our new members as well. for bringing their experience, and love to see new faces on our boards. Wanted to thank all of you for your support, being Deputy Mayor and Councilmember Behrman's comment. I had brought it up previously, but I'm glad that a resident and new board member, Anna, was here to comment on the drone delivery service, because that's also something that caught my eye. I obviously emailed everybody, or alerted everybody when we got an email, because it genuinely, with our new email filter and the way the subject was, looks like spam. So it was tough to catch the environmental assessment notice, but I think this is something similar to directing Planning Commission to look at data centers. This is probably something that we should be proactive about as well, rather than waiting until we actually have an application in front of us to start doing this. I think we need to be creative in how we approach it, instead of just accepting kind of what we're told from state law and the FAA about you have to allow this. I don't necessarily agree that it can be imposed upon us. I've had my algorithm on Instagram, because of my drone research, showing me a bunch of drone videos, and Amazon seems to be the most tame, at least. Walmart is delivering with drones in Texas, and those drones do not stop on their way to deliver things. So people, there's one video I've saved that when we get to discussion I'll share with all of you, but one guy ordered salt and pepper pistachios for the novelty of having a Walmart drone fly very fast and drop a box from probably 30 plus feet in the air into his backyard and watch it tumble across the yard. Likewise, the environmental assessment, they had a page on there of things they didn't consider, and it was like everything to do with the environment. So I think we need to be very proactive in this. I know I've had a discussion with the assistant city manager already, so hoping we can set some time aside, either meetings or study session or something, to get into this before it is an actual application. Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to thank everybody who stepped up to be reappointed on a board, or stepped up to be a new member of our board. Appreciate it. I'd like to congratulate everybody on their work anniversaries with the city, and I'd also like to give a big thank you to Marilyn Stamper, our treasurer. Her last day is Thursday, but she's been great for us, and she surely is going to be missed by myself for sure. And the treasurer's office is in good hands with our new treasurer, but we're gonna miss Marilyn. And a couple other things. I still need some goal setting session dates. Last 2 weeks of February, or the first week of March, if I get some dates for you guys, so we can schedule this, and then the goals that we go over in the goal setting meeting, we'll still have time to get them to all the department heads before they start working on their budgets for next year. And also, after the meeting, I'm going to hand out the evaluation forms for City Manager Brown. I'd like to get those back by February 27th, and at the first meeting in March 10th, we'll go over his review. I'm sure that he'll want to do it in a closed session again, but if I get those, and we'll get that information all tallied up, and then we'll get it ready for the meeting, the first meeting in March. And congratulations to Deputy Mayor Gotchel. I'm pleased to have you on board. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
Thanks, I didn't think we were going to get that.
I know.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Stay warm.